Let me start with a confession. I used to be an Arch user. For years, I bought into the hype, endured the complex installations, and even developed a sort of Stockholm syndrome about the whole experience. But my Arch system broke on me twice. Once during a routine update that left me with an unbootable system, and another time when a kernel update conflicted with my graphics drivers. After months of running Void Linux, I've come to a startling realization. I've been holding on to a severely undervalued gem while everyone else fights over fool's gold. Today, we're going to have an honest conversation about why Void Linux should be your rolling release distribution of choice, and why Arch Linux, despite its reputation, has fundamentally lost its way. This isn't about distribution wars or tribal loyalty. This is about technical excellence, rational design, and what actually matters in a Linux system. Let's start with the core philosophical difference between these two distributions, because this difference permeates every aspect of their design and implementation. Void Linux was built from the ground up with a singular focus, creating a simple, fast, and stable rolling release system. Every decision in Void's development is filtered through the question, does this make the system more reliable and easier to maintain? The result is a distribution that feels coherent, purposeful, and elegantly engineered. Arch Linux, on the other hand, has become a victim of its own success and mythology. The Arch way has morphed from a practical approach to system building into a kind of religious doctrine that values complexity for its own sake. The installation process hasn't been simplified because difficulty has become part of Arch's identity. The system breaks more often because bleeding edge has become more important than actually functional. But here's what really bothers me about modern Arch. It's become a platform for derivative distributions rather than a solid foundation for users. When a distribution spawns 55-plus derivatives that all exist to fix fundamental usability problems with the base system, that's not a testament to flexibility. That's evidence of structural failure. Let's dive into the technical reasons why Void is architecturally superior to Arch. Void uses Runit as its default init system, and this choice alone demonstrates the kind of rational thinking that permeates the entire distribution. Runit is fast, simple, and incredibly reliable. Services start quickly, dependencies are handled elegantly, and the entire boot process is transparent and debuggable. Arch committed to systemd early and has never looked back, even as systemd has grown into a monolithic monster that controls everything from network management to DNS resolution. When systemd breaks, and it does break, it can take your entire system down with it. When Runit breaks, which is rare, it's usually obvious what went wrong and easy to fix. The philosophical difference is clear. Void chose the tool that does the job best, while Arch chose the tool that's most popular in the broader Linux ecosystem. xbps, Void's package manager, embodies everything that's right about Void's approach to system design. It's fast, significantly faster than Pacman in most real-world scenarios. It handles dependencies intelligently without the dramatic failures that plague Arch systems. Most importantly, it was designed from the beginning with rolling release stability in mind. Pacman, for all its reputation, has fundamental design decisions that make system breakage more likely. The way it handles partial upgrades, the aggressive approach to system updates, and the assumption that users will always perform full system updates create a fragile ecosystem. Yes, experienced users can navigate these issues, but why should they have to? XBPS makes the right choice the default choice. Partial upgrades aren't just discouraged, they're handled intelligently when they do occur. Dependency resolution doesn't leave you with broken packages, and rollbacks are possible when needed. Here's where Void really shines. The template system for building packages is transparent, secure, and maintainable. Every package build is reproducible, the build process is clearly documented, and the security implications are understood from the beginning. The AUR, despite its massive software catalog, is fundamentally insecure and unmaintainable at scale. You're essentially running random shell scripts from the internet with root privileges. The quality varies wildly, packages break without warning, and there's no systematic way to audit the security of what you're installing. Void's approach is more conservative in terms of available software, but infinitely more professional in terms of security and reliability. I'd rather have 10,000 packages I can trust than 80,000 packages that might compromise my system. Let's address the elephant in the room. How can Void be more stable than Arch when both are rolling release distributions? The answer lies in the difference between rolling release and bleeding edge chaos. Void implements rolling release the right way. Packages are updated continuously, but they're tested and integrated thoughtfully. Updates don't break your system because the update process itself is designed to be non-destructive. Arch's interpretation of rolling release seems to be push everything upstream immediately and let users deal with the consequences. This creates the infamous Arch update anxiety, the fear that today's system update might be the one that breaks everything. I've been running Void for months now, updating regularly, and I've never had an update break my system. Not once. This isn't luck. This is the result of superior engineering and testing processes. The stability difference becomes even more apparent when you look at hardware support. Void's kernel updates are tested against a wide range of hardware configurations. Arch often pushes kernel updates that break hardware support for edge cases, requiring users to manually downgrade or wait for fixes. Let's talk about something that reveals Arch's fundamental problems: the explosion of Arch-based distributions. Manjaro, EndeavourOS, Garuda, Arco Linux, Archbang, BlackArch, and dozens of others all exist for the same reason. Arch is too difficult and unreliable for most users to use directly. These distributions try to paper over Arch's fundamental issues with installers, different package managers, pre-configured systems, and various stability hacks. But here's the problem. You can't fix architectural issues with surface-level changes. Every single Arch derivative inherits Arch's core problems: the fragile update process, the AUR security issues, the systemd complexity, and the general assumption that users want to spend their time maintaining their operating system rather than using it. Void doesn't have this problem. There are virtually no Void derivatives because Void doesn't need derivatives. It's already accessible, stable, and well-designed out of the box. When a distribution doesn't spawn dozens of derivatives trying to fix its problems, that's usually a sign that it doesn't have those problems to begin with. Let's look at actual performance metrics, because this is where Void's rational design choices really pay off. Boot times on Void are consistently faster than Arch, primarily due to Runit's efficiency. Memory usage is lower because Void doesn't install unnecessary services by default. Package operations are faster because XBPS is simply better engineered than Pacman. But the real performance advantage is in system responsiveness over time. Arch systems tend to accumulate cruft and complexity that slows them down. Package conflicts create dependency chains that impact performance. The constant churn of updates can leave your system in inconsistent states that affect overall responsiveness. Void systems tend to stay fast and responsive over time. The rolling release model works as intended. You get the latest software without the system degradation that plagues other approaches. Here's something that took me months with Void to fully appreciate: how little maintenance the system requires. With Arch, system maintenance was a constant background task. Checking the forums before updates, manually resolving package conflicts, dealing with configuration file changes, maintaining AUR packages. It was like having a part-time job as a system administrator for my own desktop. Void just works. Updates are boring, which is exactly what you want. The system doesn't require constant attention and tweaking. I spend my time using my computer rather than maintaining it. This difference becomes even more pronounced if you run multiple machines. Maintaining several Arch installations is genuinely time-consuming. Multiple Void installations? Set them to update automatically and forget about them. Let's address security, because this is where the philosophical differences between Void and Arch have real-world consequences. Void's approach to security is proactive and systematic. The base system is hardened by default, unnecessary services aren't installed, and the package management system is designed with security in mind. Updates go through a testing process that includes security review. Arch's approach to security seems to be move fast and let users figure it out. The AUR is a massive security vulnerability that the Arch community has just accepted as the price of software availability. The rapid update cycle means security patches are deployed quickly, but it also means security-breaking changes can be deployed just as quickly. The difference in security philosophy extends to system administration. Void provides tools and documentation that encourage good security practices. Arch documentation often focuses on getting things working rather than getting them working securely. The community and development models of these distributions reveal a lot about their long-term viability. Void has a small, focused development team that makes decisions based on technical merit rather than popular opinion. The project has clear goals, consistent leadership, and a sustainable development model. Changes are made for good reasons, not because they're trendy. Arch has a larger, more chaotic development community where decisions often seem driven by what's popular in the broader Linux ecosystem rather than what's best for Arch users. The project sometimes feels rudderless, adopting technologies because everyone else is doing it rather than because they solve specific problems for Arch users. This difference shows up in the stability and coherence of the distributions. Void feels like a cohesive system designed by people who understand what they're building. Arch often feels like a collection of the latest Linux technologies held together by hope and user expertise. Let's be honest about the learning curves involved with both distributions. Arch advocates love to talk about how much you learn by using Arch, and there's some truth to this. You'll definitely learn about Linux internals, package management, and system administration. But most of this learning is focused on working around Arch's quirks and limitations, rather than understanding fundamental Linux concepts. Void also provides a learning experience, but it's focused on understanding how a well-designed system works, rather than how to fix a poorly designed one. You'll learn about service management, package building, and system optimization, but in the context of a system that makes sense, rather than one that fights you at every turn. The key difference is this: Arch teaches you to be a better Arch user, while Void teaches you to be a better Linux user. Let me give you some concrete examples of how these philosophical differences play out in real-world usage. As a development machine, Void provides everything you need without the constant maintenance overhead of Arch. Development tools are up to date, the system stays stable through heavy daily use, and you're not constantly worried about updates breaking your development environment. With Arch, I was constantly dealing with Python virtual environment issues after system updates, compiler toolchain conflicts, and dependency hell when working on multiple projects. Void just works. For server applications, Void's stability and low maintenance requirements are ideal. Set it up, configure your services, and it just runs. Updates don't break your media server, and you're not spending weekends fixing things that shouldn't have broken in the first place. Arch servers require constant attention and are prone to update-related failures at the worst possible times. For daily desktop use, Void provides the perfect balance of current software and system stability. You get the benefits of rolling release without the drama and breakage associated with Arch. But what about software availability? This is usually the first objection to considering Void over Arch. Yes, Arch has more packages available through the UR, but how many of those packages do you actually need? And how many of them are maintained well enough to trust on a production system? Void's package selection covers the vast majority of real-world use cases. For the edge cases where you need software that isn't packaged, Void's template system makes it straightforward to create reliable packages yourself. More importantly, Void's approach to software availability is sustainable. Every package in the repositories is maintained to a consistent standard. You're not gambling with system stability every time you install something new. Let me share some specific technical comparisons that demonstrate Void's superiority. Boot time comparisons show Void consistently outperforming Arch by 15 to 30% on identical hardware, primarily due to Runit's efficiency compared to systemd. Memory usage measurements reveal that a minimal Void installation uses approximately 200 megabytes less RAM than a comparable Arch installation due to different choices about default services and system components. Package management operations, installing, updating, and searching for packages, are consistently faster on Void. XBPS operations that take 30 to 45 seconds on Arch typically complete in 10 to 15 seconds on Void. File system performance is better on Void due to different default mount options and file system configurations that prioritize performance and reliability over compatibility with legacy systems. Looking at the long-term trajectory of both distributions, Void is clearly better positioned for the future. Void's development model is sustainable. The project makes thoughtful decisions about technology adoption, doesn't chase every new trend, and maintains a clear vision of what the distribution should be. Arch's development model is increasingly chaotic. The pressure to adopt every new technology, the explosion of derivative distributions, and the growing complexity of maintaining compatibility with the broader Linux ecosystem are creating unsustainable technical debt. 5 years from now, I'm confident that Void will still be a coherent, well-designed distribution. I'm less confident about Arch, which seems to be fragmenting into incompatible derivatives and becoming increasingly difficult to maintain. Let me address the most common argument in favor of Arch over Void. The Arch Wiki is amazing. Yes, the Arch Wiki is excellent documentation, but you know what's better than excellent documentation for fixing problems? Not having those problems in the first place. The AUR has everything. The AUR has a lot of software, much of which is poorly maintained, insecure, or broken. Quality over quantity matters in software distribution. Arch teaches you Linux. Arch teaches you how to maintain Arch. Void teaches you how to understand well-designed systems. Arch is more popular. Windows is more popular than Linux. Popularity doesn't equal technical superiority. I've never had problems with Arch. Congratulations, but your anecdotal experience doesn't negate the structural issues that affect thousands of other users. After months of using Void Linux as my daily driver, the conclusion is inescapable. Void is simply a better engineered distribution than Arch in almost every meaningful way. Void provides the benefits of rolling release, current software, continuous updates, no version upgrade nightmares, without the instability and maintenance overhead that plague Arch-based systems. The rational design choices throughout Void create a system that works with you rather than against you. Updates don't break your system. Services start reliably. Package management just works. The system stays fast and responsive over time. Most importantly, Void respects your time. You install it, configure it once, and then you use it. You don't become a part-time system administrator for your own desktop computer. Arch Linux has lost its way. What started as a simple, rational distribution has become a complex, fragile system that exists more to perpetuate its own mythology than to serve its users. The explosion of Arch derivatives is evidence of this failure, not success. Void Linux represents what Arch could have become if it had maintained its focus on simplicity and reliability, rather than chasing trends and maintaining artificial complexity. If you're currently using Arch, I challenge you to try Void for a month. Install it, set it up, and just use it. I think you'll be surprised by how much better a rational, well-engineered system can be. If you're considering rolling release distributions, skip the Arch experience entirely. Start with Void and discover what rolling release is supposed to feel like when it's done right. The choice between Void and Arch isn't just about which distribution you use. It's about whether you want to spend your time using your computer or maintaining it. For me, the choice is obvious. Void Linux, the undervalued gem that does rolling release right. Give it a try. You might discover that you've been settling for far less than you deserve. Because the truth is that we live in a world governed by urban legends, by trends rather than scientific, technical, and proven realities. And by now, Arch Linux is a myth that feeds on itself, almost untouchable, with a sect of loud users who make up the hardcore of the average advanced Linux user and are therefore media strong. Can't certain things be said like this? Well, I'm not talking about your girlfriend. I'm talking about a Linux distribution. And I think it's time to tear down the myth like Lenin's statues in Red Square at the end of the Soviet Union, mausoleums, symbols that exist for their own sake, fed by a regime of credulity rather than logic.